I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best.
Tommy Hearns challenged Marvin Hagler for the middleweight title in about 1985, I believe it was. And he got KO'd in 3 rounds. You want to compare this to Kell Brook challenging Triple G. Well, let's start with the Triple G comparison. He's still not undisputed champion yet. Unified, but not undisputed. Now let's go to Tommy Hearns. You do realize that Hearns fought guys like Ernie Singletary and Murray Sutherland, Marcus Giraldo, who went the distance with Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard and knocked out Giraldo in 1. This was a full-size middleweight, Marcus Giraldo. Ernie Singletary and Murray Sutherland, were they the first two to fight for super middleweight titles of the IBF? Could well have been. Hearns was fighting at 160 even before he took on Roberto Duran and knocked him out for the light middleweight title. This is the guy you're comparing to Kell Brook. Who did Kell Brook fight at 154? Oh, Carson Jones. I'm real time. I can go back to that era there. You guys can't. You obviously can't. Or if you are, you're lying. If you guys are actually quoting, right, from a real-time experience, then you're lying. The difference between Kell Brook and Tommy Hearns, the difference between Kell Brook and Sugar Ray Leonard, I'm not even going to go through Ray Leonard's resume, right, is the boxing world were desperate to see them challenge Hagler. They had proven themselves better than a lot of the middleweight contenders. That's why people wanted to see it. They were pound for pound some of the best exponents ever in the history of the sport. Do you understand what the fuck you're talking about? Do you have any grasp or comprehension? That's why they went on to win at light heavy and super middleweight. Ray's light heavy championship was a bit dodgy. But Thomas Hearns, genuine light heavyweight champion, right? These were super fights. If you guys think Triple G and Kell Brook is a super fight, in the same league as Hagler versus Hearns or Leonard, Hagler versus Ray Leonard was a super fight. These fights were the biggest talk in boxing. Brook versus Triple G is just like Abe Sanchez. Oh, we don't want to waste the venue that's been booked already. And shit like that. This is why the fight came about, because the Eubank fight failed. You tell me, wait, you see, this is why I know you guys are lacking any credibility in boxing history talk. Any. Yeah? Hearns versus Hagler was brewing for at least a year before it happened. At least a year, over a year before it actually happened. Or maybe a year and a half or so. That's all people were talking about. These were highly anticipated fights. Not some random fights that you're scratching your heads when they announced them. Khan versus Canelo. Brook versus Triple G. No. This is not like these fights. This is not the case of a smaller guy proving himself way beyond his contemporaries. The only thing to do is challenge the big guy. This isn't like that. These were massive fights. Not because everybody thought Hagler was going to crush them. We was wondering, whoa, can Hagler actually take Tommy's right hand? These were the questions we were asking. Hearns went through changes. He went from Hitman to Motor City Cobra because he didn't like the violence, the connotation of violence that Hitman had. Then he went back to Hitman. When he come back to I think he knocked out Duran when he come back to Hitman. The Hagler-Leonard fight was at least 6 to 5 years of anticipation from the boxing world of this fight. I don't know where the venue was. It was somewhere in America. All of the boxing press, not IFL London and just, no. All of the boxing press ran down to this place. There were celebrities all in the building and they were looking to announce this fight. Hagler versus Leonard. And Leonard said, "This is a marvelous champion, Hagler, and it would be a great fight between me and him. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen." And he retired again. Now, I can tell you, everybody was disappointed when Leonard did that. Everybody. Yeah? If Eddie Hearn was to announce that, no, the fight is not going ahead with Triple G, There's no real boxing fans who'd be disappointed. There's none. Not necessarily because Brook is smaller. He just doesn't have the credentials for a match like this. It's as simple as that. The only people who would be disappointed are the Triple G fanboys who just they don't give a fuck who Triple beats up. If they were to see Triple G beat me up, an out of shape middle class man, or should I say middle aged man, they'd be going on like Triple G's the best shit ever. They can't distinguish a world class opponent at 160 from a mismatch. They just can't do it. They can't, for some reason or the other, they just can't distinguish this at all. This is all they used to talk about. It's Hagler and Leonard. It's Hagler and Hearns. Now, when have you guys spoke about Brook and Triple G? Come on, tell me. You tell me what Kell Brook had done in boxing that made you think, oh, let's make a video about Brook against any potential middleweights, even fucking Nick Blackwell. This fight pops out of the blue because of some bullshit, and then you're trying to validate it. Look, done with your fucking second grade boxing videos. Yeah?
All those whack tracks you made, fuck your grade, cause your shit is played.
In fact, I'm just weighing it up now. And I've got the box rec up. I'm not one of them, oh, I don't use box rec, and then you hear their videos and there's big gaps missing out of the fucking video and shit. If you're gonna come and boast that you ain't using box rec, then your fucking memory better be fucking flawless, motherfucker. Stop boasting about it. You sound like one of them rappers. Yeah, I don't write no bars in the studio. That's why your shit sound garbage. And yeah, I heard when you said you're the only one who does old school videos on YouTube. Old school box. I heard that. Really? I heard that. Now I take that as a diss. In my world, that's a diss. Look, if you take Hearns' career from 1980, when he knocked out Cuevas, to 85, when he fought Hagler, he fought practically just as much light middles and middleweights as he did welterweights. There's no comparison here. Leonard had already beat Duran, Benitez, Kaluli and Hearns before he fought Hagler, and you're comparing it to Brook. I'm beginning to think you guys are agents who were sent to send boxing into a tailspin of stupidity and dumbness. If you go to the John the Beast Mugabe fight, yeah? The reason that was an attractive fight is because he just had this massive KO percentage. 25 fights, 25 KOs. Like, came through rough fights like James Hard Rock Green with a very tough fighter. Very, very tough guy, you know. He got his eye swollen up in that, but he managed to TKO Green in the 10th. Tough fights. Frank the Animal Fletcher was a middleweight contender from Philly. He had a brother named Anthony Fletcher, a lightweight. Very colorful story, you know, for another time. I'm actually not going to do that story because I had people on Facebook from Philly, and there was one dude who was trying to play journalist spinning the Anthony Fletcher story. And these guys from Philly said, yo, you don't live in the hood. This is not the story. And they were just burying him. They were burying everything he was saying. They was giving places, dates, gangs, the layouts of Philly, and everything. Now, I'm not going to come and tell you Frank the Animal Fletcher was the best middleweight. But look. I know boxing. Now, look, you can say a lot of shit about me. Yeah? A lot. But when you're talking about this old school boxing shit, Beats knows a little. Frank the Animal Fletcher was one of the most fan-friendly fighters of the 80s. Anyone around my age group or old school who disagrees with what I said there, then, you know, you just wasn't following it. You wasn't following it that deeply. And he was giving Mugabe a few problems before Mugabe found him big punches and it looked like he was punching him while Fletcher's head was through the ropes. Like Mugabe was savage. Yeah? This is why people wanted to see it, because Mugabe was basically stiffing people out. Like he took Earl Hargrove out. Hargrove was a big puncher. No one ever done to these fighters what Mugabe did. He was an attraction in the game. He was a big attraction. John the Beast Mugabe. Like I said, I'm not here to try and sell you, oh, Mugabe knocked out all these top middleweight contenders. No, he didn't. But Hagler was in, what was it? It must have been his 6th year as undisputed champion. This was a genuine fight against a banger. And it was a fun fight too. This was a good fight. This isn't like this fight here. And how you comparing it to this fight is just beyond me. Hagler had already dealt with his mandatories. Guys like Scypion, Simpson, his mandatories. Roldan, Hampshire. He beat all these guys. This is why these fights were coming about. There was no 160 pounders who could stand with Hagler. These were super fights. People were highly anticipating these fights. These were big nights in boxing. What, you think when Brook's going to be taking his third trip to the canvas in the second round, that this is going to be remembered as some competitive match? No, it won't be. No, it won't be. It won't be. Stop with the stupidness now. Leonard was already first ballot Hall of Fame status, one of the best to ever do it in the game, ever, before he fought Hagler. Already there. And you're comparing this to Kell Brook. Really? Roberto Duran and Kell Brook, no comparison. You see, Duran fought and dominated that lightweight division. He's arguably the best lightweight ever. When you get these titles, the best ever in your division, then you get discretionary passes to fight middleweights and stuff like that. It's not the same! When Brook could beat Carlos Palomino and Sugar Ray Leonard, I'm talking about after Duran's lightweight reign. When you can beat Palomino, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Davey Moore, you do realize this wasn't just a boxer. He was a sporting icon. But you're still going to put him in the same class as Kell Brook, yeah? I'll tell you what. People say, oh, you defend Floyd too much. I've never been as angry defending Floyd because a lot of people are in denial with Floyd. It's a little different though. The information is readily in front of you. Floyd is ubiquitous. You can't really escape Floyd's resume, Floyd's impact on the game. If you follow boxing, you can't escape it. But when you're talking about these old legends here, nah, you guys can repaint the picture and do some revisionist history bullshit. No, can't have this one here. No, I've got to stop you dead in the tracks. This has pissed me off. Really pissed me off. Any more stupidness, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is coming. It's on its way. Any more stupidness. You're going to put somebody who's barely the best welterweight in his own country, put his name in the same bracket as the Super 4, and make a serious video as a Oh, my head's hurting. My head is... I got migraine. Now, I'm exaggerating. I ain't got migraine. But, yo, literally, these guys' fights against each other are iconic, legendary fights that put them in a different pantheon from modern day boxers. And then you're going to put Kell Brook fighting Triple G in the same... No, man. No. It's funny. You see, while all this was happening, right, I was in the supermarket and I met one of my icons, a British boxing icon, Harold Graham, a middleweight. And then, you know, he's promised me an interview later. And I'm thinking, this guy here against Kell Brook, they're from the same gym. The Winkerbank gym. They're from the same gym. Funnily enough, Harold Graham is one of the pioneers of the Winkerbank gym style. Kell Brook is a better fighter than what people give him credit for. Let me tell you that now. But a fight between him and Triple G cannot be credible. Unless he beats a Keith Thurman or an Errol Spence, this can't be credible. You've got to at least be a superstar in the sport or dominate your division. You've got to at least do that. Whew. I tell you what, Triple G would have ducked Harold Graham like nobody's business, boy. There's no way Triple G would get in the ring with Harold Graham. Just wouldn't. If you're not going to fight Eris Landy Lara, you forget about Harold Graham then. Forget Harold Graham. Abe Sanchez's PR mouth would be going into overdrive trying to duck Harold Graham. But let me leave it there for now.